A few years ago, Mercedes-Benz stood in front of the automotive world and made a declaration. From 2025 onward, every new vehicle architecture they develop would be electric only. No more combustion engines on new platforms. The future was electric and Mercedes was going there fast. That plan is now officially dead. This week, Mercedes confirmed it is consolidating its petrol and electric models onto single shared platforms going forward. One car. Two powertrains. Your choice. And the implications of that decision extend well beyond Stuttgart because Mercedes is not the only manufacturer sitting in this exact position right now. This video covers what Mercedes actually changed, why they changed it, what the new CLA tells you about how this strategy works in practice, and what the broader industry shift away from EV-only platforms means for every car buyer in 2026 and beyond. Stay until the end. Because the detail about what BMW is doing at exactly the same moment Mercedes is reversing course is the competitive angle nobody is talking about loudly enough. Start with what the strategy actually was. Because to understand the U-turn, you need to understand what Mercedes had originally committed to. Mercedes-Benz had planned for all newly launched vehicle architectures from 2025 onward to be electric only. Customers would be able to choose an all-electric alternative for every model the company made. Investments into combustion engine and plug-in hybrid technologies were planned to drop by 80% between 2019 and 2026. This was not a vague aspiration. It was a publicly stated strategic commitment backed by over 40 billion euros in planned EV investment. Mercedes was going all in. Then reality arrived. EV sales across Europe and the United States did not accelerate at the rate every major manufacturer had projected. Mercedes specifically watched its EV revenue slow sharply while demand for its combustion models held firm. Mercedes-Benz profit dropped 28% in 2024 compared to 2023, falling to 10.4 billion euros, while revenue slipped 4% to 145.6 billion euros. Those numbers forced a direct conversation about whether the all-electric platform strategy made financial sense when a significant majority of buyers were still choosing combustion vehicles and showed no urgency about switching. Matthias Geissen, member of the board of management at Mercedes-Benz Group AG, confirmed the new direction directly. He said the company had overestimated the speed with which customers would be willing to switch over to electric mobility. He said it was now clear that customers want to have the choice and that the company could not predict in a reasonable way how quickly that shift would happen. That is a significant admission from a board member of one of the most prestigious car companies in the world. They built a strategy around a timeline that did not materialize. Now they are building a different one. The new approach is described internally as a Mercedes is a Mercedes regardless of how it is powered. Customers will primarily choose a model and then select their preferred powertrain. The company will apply a coherent design language across the entire portfolio so that BEV, hybrid, and ICE variants of the same model look and feel like the same car rather than separate products. The vehicle that shows how this works in practice is already on sale. The new CLA. The 2026 CLA is the first model built on the Mercedes Modular Architecture, or MMA, a flexible platform that accommodates both battery electric and combustion powertrains without compromising either. This is important. Earlier shared platforms from other manufacturers have sometimes produced EVs that feel like they were designed around a combustion engine layout, with compromised interior packaging and less efficient battery placement. The MMA platform was built with genuine flexibility in mind from the ground up. The ICE version of the new CLA uses a new 1.5-liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine developed by Mercedes-Benz and produced by Horse, a joint venture between Geely and Renault, delivering 188 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system and an electrified 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. This is not a legacy engine carried over from an older platform. It is a purpose-built high-efficiency unit. designed specifically for this generation of Mercedes architecture. The electric version of the CLA sets new standards for efficiency and charging speed in its class. Mercedes took a prototype to the Nardo test track in Italy and in a 24-hour endurance run at top speed with 40 quick charging stops, covered 2,309 miles, beating the previous record held by the Porsche Taycan by nearly 200 miles. That is a meaningful performance benchmark. It means the electric CLA is not a compromised product built on a shared platform to save money. It is a genuinely competitive EV that happens to share its foundations with a petrol alternative. The CLA is the first of 4 compact models Mercedes plans to launch by the end of 2026, all on the MMA platform, all available with both powertrains. The GLA and GLB successors follow. After that, the strategy extends upward through the range. Prototypes of the next electric E-Class have been spotted with proportions and styling identical to the combustion model. The same convergence is expected for the next S-Class. Mercedes CEO Ola Kalinius has confirmed that everything will be available well into the 2030s, with a balanced picture between BEV and ICE. That is the clearest possible signal that the EV-only future Mercedes was describing 4 years ago has been replaced with something considerably more pragmatic. Mercedes has told its US dealers it will be flexible and tactical with its powertrain strategy. By the end of 2027, the company plans to have launched 19 new combustion engine models and 17 new battery electric models. When a luxury automaker is launching slightly more combustion vehicles than electric ones in the same period, the direction of travel is obvious. Now the BMW angle. Because the timing of Mercedes' reversal produces a fascinating competitive dynamic. As Mercedes is closing the door on development of pure BEV platforms for its mainstream models, BMW is only just now revealing its bespoke BEV platform to be used by the new X3 and i3. BMW has been moving in the direction Mercedes is moving away from. They are investing in purpose-built electric architecture at the exact moment their biggest rival is concluding that approach does not match market reality. One of these companies is reading the market correctly. The market will decide which one over the next 3 to 5 years, and the answer will determine competitive positioning in the premium segment for the entire decade. The financial logic behind Mercedes' decision is not complicated to follow. Developing separate bespoke platforms for combustion and electric models costs significantly more than developing one flexible platform that serves both. With EV adoption slower than projected, the return on investment for a dedicated electric-only platform shrinks considerably when the volume of electric vehicles sold does not reach the targets that justified the investment in the first place. Shared platforms reduce development costs and manufacturing complexity. When you can produce a petrol CLA and an electric CLA on the same production line at the same facility, the economics of running both become substantially more attractive than maintaining 2 separate operations. For buyers, the practical implication is straightforward. When Mercedes launches a new model going forward, you will be choosing a Mercedes first and a powertrain second. The CLA is already doing this. The E-Class and S-Class will do the same. Whether you want a combustion engine, a hybrid, or a fully electric version, it will look the same, feel the same inside, and carry the same design language. The powertrain becomes a preference rather than a categorical commitment. That approach aligns more closely with where most car buyers actually are right now. The market for EVs is growing. It is not growing at the pace the industry projected. A strategy built on choice rather than compulsion gives Mercedes the flexibility to meet buyers where they are rather than where the industry had hoped they would be by now. Mercedes overestimated how fast the world would go electric. They have said so directly. The CLA is the first product of their revised thinking. 19 combustion models and 17 electric models by the end of 2027 is the rest of that sentence. The future is electric, just not yet for everyone. And Mercedes is no longer pretending otherwise. If you want to stay ahead of every major shift in the automotive industry as it happens, subscribe. This channel covers every new model, every strategy change, and every decision worth knowing about before you make your next car purchase. Share this with someone who thought Mercedes was going all electric and has not heard this news yet.